The movie starts at an airport where police open fire on a plane trying to take off. Inside, Franklin realizes they're about to crash and sees his life flash before his eyes. Franklin is a tech blogger known as Remedy, who writes about achieving optimal health. Sitting next to him is Sig, the owner of a pharmaceutical company responsible for releasing a highly addictive and deadly drug that caused thousands of deaths. 3 months earlier, Franklin took a job as a ticket taker at an exclusive event, hoping to interview Anton, a health and tech guru researching ways to optimize health without medicine. However, Franklin arrives late, makes a bad impression, and struggles to scan people's tribands properly. When his boss scolds him, his coworker Jala steps in to defend him, and they hit it off. Instead of giving him her number, Jala sets an alarm on his phone so he can find her after the presentation. Before the event starts, Franklin meets Andy in the bathroom. Andy has stolen and hacked a triband from his boss, allowing Franklin to sneak backstage. Just as Anton arrives with a mysterious assistant, Franklin hides behind a curtain, but Anton notices him. Anton, wearing an elegant ring, quickly figures out that Franklin's triband isn't his, but allows him to stay anyway. On stage, Anton receives an enthusiastic welcome, except from Renee and Calvert, who remain serious and distant. He introduces the triband, his invention, a wristband that monitors a person's physiology, decodes their DNA, and creates a personalized health plan. It also sends reminders for meals and exercise. Anton unveils a major breakthrough, the Triband 5. Unlike previous versions, this one naturally makes users enjoy healthy habits without needing reminders. It could eliminate the need for medication, even for conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and addiction. Meanwhile, backstage, a security guard suddenly tases his partner and rushes toward the stage, colliding with Franklin. He fires a gun in the air, shouting that Anton's company is controlling people. Before he can do more, Franklin slams a wheeled table into him, giving the other guards time to subdue him. Anton remains calm, thanking Franklin for his quick thinking and promising him an interview later. Before leaving, Anton points out that Franklin's hand is bleeding. After getting his hand bandaged, Franklin's triband is taken as evidence. As he turns to leave, he notices Anton's ring on the ground and picks it up. At that moment, his phone alarm, set by Jala, goes off. Curious, Franklin inspects the ring. When he touches its stone, time suddenly rewinds. He finds himself back in the same moment, watching events repeat. The security chief speaks, and the ring appears on the floor again. Shocked, he nervously hides the ring under his bandage before heading to meet Jala. At the restaurant, he examines the ring again. When the waitress approaches, he accidentally touches it, causing time to rewind again. Checking his phone, Franklin confirms that the ring resets time exactly 57 seconds. He tests it again, but the stone dims. It needs time to recharge. When the waitress returns, he keeps it hidden. Jala arrives, and they go somewhere nice. As they talk, Franklin learns she's an artist, while he shares his passion for writing about technology and health, with some of his articles even making it into newspapers. Their connection grows, and Jala kisses Franklin. They end up at his messy apartment, but as things heat up, she spots a woman's purse in his closet and assumes he has a girlfriend. Before she can leave, Franklin rewinds time and hides the purse. But then she notices a framed photo of a woman and gets suspicious again. Frustrated but determined, Franklin resets the moment once more, hiding both the purse and the photo before leading Jala to his bed. Every time she makes a naughty request, he rewinds time and does it first, making himself seem like the perfect lover. The next morning, Renee and Calvert meet with their sickly boss. He suspects the attack at Anton's event was just a publicity stunt and orders Calvert to follow Franklin for clues. Sig tells Renee to find a way to discredit the new triband. If it really eliminates the need for medicine, his company will lose money. Meanwhile, Franklin and Jala are having breakfast when his car suddenly gets towed. Calvert watches from a distance. Franklin tries to rewind time to stop it, but he's not fast enough. Now, he needs money to get his car back. Seeing a casino ad on TV gives him an idea. He goes to a casino and uses the ring to win every time, quickly making a fortune. His success attracts attention, including Calvert, who finds it suspicious. Once Franklin has enough money, he buys a sleek new car and decides to keep going. But when he returns to the casino, the staff catch on. As he tries to leave, they attack him. He rewinds time and tries to sneak out, even abandoning his winnings. But no matter what, they always find and beat him in the parking lot. They suspect he's cheating and demand he confess. Just then, Calvert steps in, calling them out. The casino staff let Franklin go, but warn him never to return. Afterward, Calvert takes Franklin to lunch, trying to get him to admit how he won. Franklin insists he's just lucky. Calvert then invites him to meet Sig, but Franklin refuses. Sig is responsible for the deadly medicine killing thousands. Calvert gives Franklin his card anyway. Later, Jala visits Franklin and is surprised to see he's bought new furniture, making his apartment look much nicer. While using his computer, she notices a wallpaper of a woman. Franklin finally opens up. It's his twin sister who died 4 years ago. She was in a car crash and became addicted to Sig's medicine. Franklin reveals that while he writes serious articles under his real name, he runs a blog under the alias Remedy, exposing corrupt companies like Sig. Jala calls Franklin heroic and promises to keep his secret. Touched, Franklin surprises her with a bunch of painting supplies. As they get ready to take a ride in his new car, Franklin gets a call from Anton. He's finally ready for their interview. Ingram is already outside to pick him up. At Anton's office, Anton gives Franklin 2 tribands, one for him and one for Jala. During their conversation, Anton explains that his goal is to eliminate the need for medicine entirely. His invention doesn't just prevent illness, it can also prevent accidents. He plans to use a special substance containing quantum particles to achieve this. Before ending the interview, Anton advises Franklin to follow his sense of justice. That evening, Franklin debates whether to meet with Sig and try to make him admit his crimes. Jala encourages him to go for it. The next day, Calvert introduces Franklin to Sig. Right away, Franklin brings up his sister and punches Sig in the face. Then, he rewinds time and instead pretends to respect Sig while chatting about his work. Sig, already aware of Franklin's casino luck, challenges him to a bet. If Franklin can predict what happens after Sig whistles, he'll pay him $100,000 for every article praising his company. If Franklin fails, he'll have to write 5 articles at half his usual rate. Franklin accepts and guesses that a dog will come. But when Sig whistles, one of his models appears instead, kissing and massaging him. Franklin rewinds time and guesses correctly on the second try, securing the lucrative deal. After Franklin leaves, Siggy tells his team that Anton must be behind Franklin's abilities. He decides to keep Franklin close to uncover the truth. That evening, Franklin meets with Jala, who points out that working for Sig is selling out. Franklin reassures her. His plan is to earn Sig's trust, access his files, and expose the company. He also promises to use the money for good, including improving their lives. Moved by the moment, Franklin pulls out his late sister's ring and proposes to Jala. She immediately says yes. The next day, Franklin suggests a new strategy to Sig. Instead of writing multiple articles, he'll plan a large event-style piece to rebrand the company in a few months. Sig likes the idea and gives Franklin his own office in the house. Left alone, one of Sig's models flirts with Franklin, but he turns her down, saying he's taken. This frustrates Sig, who is secretly watching, hoping to get blackmail material. He orders Renee and Calvert to come up with a new plan to uncover Franklin's secret. Franklin and Jala soon move into a beautiful new home to start their life together. Sig invites them on a trip to Miami in his private jet, making them leave their tribands behind under the excuse of company policy. In reality, he suspects Anton is helping Franklin through the device. At a casino, Franklin uses his ring to win again, but neither Sig nor security can detect any cheating. Meanwhile, Renee befriends Jala to gather information, but Jala knows nothing. While dancing, Franklin is shocked to spot Ingram watching him. He quickly hides the ring in his pocket. Moments later, as the group enjoys drinks, a man suddenly opens fire, seeking revenge on Sig for past deaths. Jala is shot in the chaos. Franklin grabs his ring and rewinds time. This time, when the man approaches, Franklin smashes a bottle over his head, stopping the attack. Back home, Franklin sees the news calling him a hero, and Jala agrees. She reminds him about her upcoming art exhibit, and he promises to be there. Suddenly, the news reveals the shooter's identity. Franklin realizes he knew the man. His wife had worked for Sig, but mysteriously turned up dead at the office, with no media coverage. The shooter, now on TV, urges people to investigate Sig, claiming the company is blackmailing everyone. The next day, Franklin asks Renee for the woman's file, pretending he needs to clean up the story. Renee agrees to look into it, but secretly warns Sig. Meanwhile, Calvert suspects Franklin is setting up these attacks to boost his reputation. Sig, now wary, brings Franklin the file himself, but it's empty. Blaming Renee for the missing documents, Sig offers Franklin a gift as thanks for helping him uncover issues in the company. Later, Sig takes Franklin to a bar outside town. After sharing drinks, he gifts Franklin a car and leads him upstairs, where a group of women is waiting. Franklin tries to refuse, but he realizes too late that his drink has been spiked. Sig secretly records everything. By the time Franklin wakes up, it's the middle of the night. He rushes home in the new car, only to find Anton waiting. He has bought all of Jala's artwork. Anton teases Franklin for working with Sig and leaves. Jala then snaps at Franklin for missing her exhibit and coming home reeking of alcohol. Franklin and Jala argue about the morality of his job. When he points out that she's enjoying the money he makes, she tries to leave. He follows her, and in the struggle, they accidentally fall into the pool. Jala accidentally touches the ring, triggering a rewind. When they reappear inside, she panics, sensing something is wrong. Franklin comes clean. It's the ring. Franklin explains how the ring works, and Jala understands that he's been using it on her too. That's why he always knew what to say or do. Feeling betrayed, she leaves, believing their relationship is a lie. Determined to end things with Sig, Franklin visits Renee the next day, pointing a gun at her and demanding the safe combination. She screams for help, so he rewinds and tries again. This time, he accidentally touches an object on her desk that causes pain, making him misfire and shoot her. He resets, covers her mouth, and forces her to write the combination down. But when he tries it, the number is fake. Frustrated, he rewinds again and shoots her leg with a cushion to muffle the sound, forcing her to give the real combination. With one last reset, he casually tells Renee he'll be in his office all afternoon. After she leaves, he breaks into the safe and steals all the evidence. Franklin then goes home and asks Andy to leak Sig's crimes during a major basketball game. Andy hesitates, fearing for his job, but accepts after Franklin deposits a large sum of money into his account. The next day, as Franklin prepares to leave town, he keeps calling Jala, but gets no answer. The game begins, and Franklin's video plays on the big screens. The footage reveals Calvert murdering the shooter's wife to silence her about Sig's dangerous medicine. Franklin heads for his car, only to be knocked out before he can escape. Franklin wakes up at an airport, dragged toward a private plane as Sig demands he tell the world his video was fake. He refuses, until Sig reveals they've kidnapped Jala too. As they're pushed together, Jala tells Franklin she's proud of him. He quietly asks her to use the ring. Jala touches the stone, stomps on a guard's foot, and runs toward the arriving police. Franklin is forced onto the plane, which takes off as police open fire. A bullet hits the engine, causing it to fail. Calvert wants to land, but Sig insists they keep going. Sig grabs Franklin in the struggle, accidentally triggering the ring's power. Realizing what it can do, he rewinds over and over, trying to stop the crash, but 57 seconds isn't enough to prevent the engine from failing. Franklin just smiles, knowing Sig can't escape this. Panicked, Sig begs Calvert to turn back, but it's too late. The plane crashes. At the crash site, police and Jala arrive. Franklin, Renee, and Calvert survive, but as they move away, the plane explodes with Sig still inside. Anton soon appears with his assistant, revealing that Ingram gave Franklin the ring on purpose to test him. The ring is made from Anton's quantum crystals, and he wants Franklin to work for him. Franklin refuses, saying the ring is as dangerous as Sig's medicine, too addictive to control. Anton asks for the ring back, but Franklin smashes it. Ingram does some quick calculations, and Anton surprisingly says the job offer still stands because he needs someone strong enough to say no. Franklin declines again, returning the tribands. He leaves with Jala, ready to start a life free of this strange technology.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.